Are you trying your best to feel peaceful every day? Well, I think to that question, most of us will answer no. But think of it, if everybody would try their best every day to feel peaceful, how would the world be different? I think it would be a completely different place. There wouldn't be so many conflicts, so many arguments, so much judgment. It would be a place where there would be much more love, gratitude, and peace in general.
I got a little bit emotional, but now I put myself together and I tell you that the best start is always by starting with yourself. Welcome to Sanican Journey, the channel of Fra
And 7. Today we will share with you tips on how you can bring more peace in your life. So of course you will feel better, but also that you can radiate the peace and start creating a better and more peaceful world around you.
The first thing I would start with is understanding that there are some things you cannot control, and then focus on the things you can actually control.
For example, how you think. You cannot of course control your own thoughts, but you can control how they affect you, if you want to give them power or not. And we cannot also control how other people behave, that's impossible, but we can control on how we talk to other people, how we communicate, which of course makes a big difference on how the other people feel. Because if you talk with a lot of judgment, if you talk with a lot of negative power, as in, for example, hate or shouting, or then you talk with peace, the message goes through in a completely different way.
And another thing you cannot control is what is happening in the world right now. But what you can do or focus on is what you can do to make the world a different place, or how you react to it.
So if you would focus on always worrying about what is happening now and what will happen in the future and so on, you would feel pretty helpless, because you cannot change always things like, let's say, the COVID-19 pandemic or things happening in Eastern Europe. You cannot change these things, but you can try your best to help, for example, the people that are having in need, having difficult times because of it. Second way how you can bring more peace in your life is letting love guide you and not fear. This is a huge thing. This is not only for yourself, as in you will let love guide your own actions and what you do in your daily life. Are you watching the fearful media articles all the time, or social media posts, or are you focusing on the ones that are sharing more love and kindness, compassion, people helping each other, for example? But also about others. Are you letting that fear in the shape of hate, for example, or discrimination, judgment, are you letting that control you, or are you choosing love? So, for example, trying to understand the other people. Empathy is a good word to describe this. That you choose empathy over judgment. That is choosing love over fear in your actions towards others.
We are also aware that there are many situations in life in which fear is there because of many aspects and things that happens from the outside world that affect the fear that we feel. But also in those situations, try to fill the world with love. It doesn't mean that fear is bad, or it comes from a bad place, or that it should be completely eliminated from our lives. But even in those moments, try to see inside of yourself if love can guide your actions, your thoughts, and your general well-being. A very good way to choose love over fear and find peacefulness, therefore, is to take deep breath. You know, when you get angry sometimes and they tell you to count until 10, well, and breathe, it actually helps a lot. Sometimes the first thing that comes in your mind, the first reaction or whatever, it doesn't come from a place that is necessarily peaceful. So taking deep breath gives and giving yourself time to, rest and pull yourself together. It helps a lot.
If you think of the experience of life, if you would be breathing very fast all the time, or if you would taking deep breaths all the time, I think it would be completely different, the experience.
And this is very connected with being present, because it can be used as a form of meditation. Your mind is not anymore cluttered, and you calm down, you get away from the distraction, and the present moment becomes the only moment that actually exists.
And being present can be done many ways. I personally use meditation a lot, but it's not just about meditation. It's about focusing on what you are exactly doing now, not thinking about what you will do next or what you just did. It's about feeling the things that you are touching now. It's hearing the things, seeing the things, experiencing life, exactly what is happening right now. For example, you do it when you have a walk. You are really focusing on the things that is happening, what you are seeing, the steps.
And sometimes it's well, of course it is my personal experience, but many beautiful things happens when I reach peacefulness in that moment, because I am in so peaceful state that even inspiration comes to me, and I can write beautiful poems, or I can have new ideas, or I can just look at the people in the face and find so much beauty.
And through being present and, for example, meditating, you will be more aware of your own thoughts. So it could be that you are constantly thinking of something that worries you, for example, that might happen in the future. And once you give yourself that time and that space to actually be present and just breathe, you will understand what is going on in your mind. If it's something that might happen in the future, worry about that, or something that has happened in the past. It's extremely important that you are aware of these things, the thoughts, and accept them, that they are there, and that's it. You are not these thoughts, you understand as well that. Yeah, you just let them kind of flow. You watch them come and go. If they want to go away, they go away. But you are aware what is happening in your mind and what is behind maybe your impulsive actions that you would like to do.
Once you accept all these things, you don't just find peacefulness, but you find as well gratefulness. Of course, gratefulness can be something that you practice every day, and you can, don't just let it happen, but search for it. But it is kind of a process. So once you accept your thoughts and meditate and be present, you start to as well to feel much more grateful of even smaller things. For example, that you are alive. I mean, that's not very small. Sorry, didn't mean that. That's like the hugest thing ever, and you should always every morning be super grateful of that, but as well of the smaller things. Because sometimes we take for granted that we are alive, that we are breathing, that we are here, and we actually have the opportunity to live everything we are living. And this can be even what I meant with smaller things, like you go out and walk in the nature. Here in Finland there's something amazing, maybe you don't really care, but very high in the tree the snow becomes ice, and if there's wind they make this crazy sound that is like a little bit birds but a little bit icy, and it seems music. And then you stop and you listen to that and you look at it, because you can actually see it if you have glasses on, if I have glasses on. And then you actually realize in that moment that you are alive. So from a small thing you can be grateful and feel life, and feel that life is part of you and you are part of it. There's not much more peaceful moment than that.
If you feel like you would need your faith in humanity restored, make sure to check out this video next, where we listed down amazing movies that will make you feel peaceful and will restore your faith in humanity.
And stay kind and meaningful in your own beautiful journey.
Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself and others. Until next time. Ciao.
Ciao.